Today we're looking at Dropzone. Now this isn't your normal Lighty video. This is a sponsored content, so just know that going in. They've asked me to make this video, and I obliged in the fact that it's a free game and they'll possibly have CD keys to give away to you guys. And you know what? It looks okay. It plays okay. It's okay. Now I'll give my final rating at the end, but essentially you're playing in a bunch of mech warriors fighting a culmination of different aliens. These aliens are, part Metroid, part Zergling from Starcraft, and part Starship Troopers insect things. It looks good thematically, the intro's nice, the cinematics are nice, and the gameplay is not total shit, so let's dive into it. Now you begin the game in the tutorial setting, learning the basics of the movement, and who's teaching you? It's Lucio, basically. Now, you'll see a lot of familiar faces throughout this video, because a lot of the styles, a lot of the character development, a lot of the mechanics are even taken from other games, and that's not a bad thing. It's this day and age, most games are hybrids with other games, other categories, other genres. Comes to no surprise. Next character we see, it's Zarya. Zarya, she's small, she's got a hat on, she's a little engineer, and she's helping you with Lucio to defeat the alien menace. Now, you learn the different techniques of managing both your units, and you have up to 3 eventually. The aliens, again, it's very Starcrafty in its function, but instead of micromanaging hundreds of units, you're micromanaging 2 hero-based units, you should say. And a lot of the enemies get harder and bigger and buffer as time goes on. Synchronizing your abilities becomes more important, and learning the mechanics of how to come in and out of combat becomes more apparent. We then meet our third hero, Luke Cage. Luke Cage obviously is very popular since the rise of Jessica Jones. You end up fighting a giant Metroid-like brain creature, which again falls with quite ease, but using your teamwork you persevere. And that's the whole point of the game, is you're managing your 3 different units, which should have some sort of synergy, and you could build that yourself. That's my favorite part of the game, honestly, is the mixing and matching, and a very cool aspect of the mixing and matching, of which there's tons of pilots, but the pieces themselves, they have a physical representation. So when you change a part, they physically look different, which I find very interesting. The one downside is you can't actually change the color. I wish that would be possible, but then again, you'd see these gaudy creatures running around in very ridiculous looking colors, but I understand. If you think I was joking about the whole midget Zarya thing, her name, it's a fucking midget named Widget. It's Widget the Midget, which is just one step from Bridget the Midget, which you can Google on your own. But a lot of the character development's pretty good. And you have some very funny characters and funny dialogue like Cortex here. He's essentially a brain strapped in a robot's body. But he's got some pretty good quippy lines.
After me, they destroyed the project. Confidence levels at 10%. I am part man, part machine, and all grotesque.
And you just feel throughout this whole thing like you're just being told or tasked to follow these orders with no real basis or no real motivation. Why am I collecting these alien relics? Why am I killing these aliens? The story kind of trails off for me. So it really just feels like I've been recruited into the military.
I'm doing my part too.
Now the PvP aspect is the largest part of the game, and it's okay, but honestly it's my least favorite. I enjoy killing the smaller minions more. I enjoy the more StarCraft aspect of it than the, I would say, more MOBA or PvP based aspect. But at the end of the day, I'd rather be killed by an alien than another player. That's just my preference. Overall, I think the game is actually pretty good. For the $20 price point, I think it's more accessible and more flavorful than a lot of the games out there. I know that there's some reused assets and reused themes and tropes, but that's most games these days. So overall, I give this game 4 out of 5 Gary Buseys, because that's my new rating system, and you're going to have to deal with that. This has been Dropzone. I'm Lighty. I hope you guys have a good day. Later.